tell you how many times I've tried to record this. A few times I made this vlog way too long, and then the last time I tried to record this, I freaking ran out of room on the storage, so I have to start all over. So, this room has horrible lighting today. It's raining outside, so the natural lighting that I usually use isn't very good. Not that it normally is good, even on a sunny day, it really isn't. Like, our apartment is on the bottom floor, and so, like, we have, like, where we live right now, we have, like, this apartment complex has, like, 800 apartments. That's how big it is. So, our apartment building, which has, I don't know how many apartments in it, is, like, next to another huge apartment building. I mean, it's all one community, but they have different buildings. And between our two buildings, we have like a nice grassy area where it's called the dog park. But since we have a building right next to ours with a bunch more apartments, just like the apartment complex we're in, I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, it just kind of blocks the sun. So our apartment literally does not get any sun. If we were on the third floor, maybe we'd get some sun, but down here we just don't. So I don't know, just have to deal with it, I guess. And right now you're like, the camera's sitting on my dresser right now, so yeah, just bear with me. And there's literally like nothing in this room. This is our master bedroom, and literally we just have our bed, we have our dresser, a TV, a lamp, and a small little mirror in that corner, and literally nothing else. Our apartment is very bare. We have a 2-bedroom apartment. My husband and I, when we moved here, we were in the middle of my husband getting his green card. So during that process, you feel very uneasy about kind of making any type of permanent decisions, making any decisions really, buying things. You know, you just kind of feel like all you need to do is worry about the essentials and nothing else, because with the green card process, it's a very long, complicated, hard, difficult, irritating, not fun process. And if something for some reason went wrong and he was denied the green card, then we would literally have to pick up, sell everything, and move to Australia. So because of that, we didn't really feel like we could really make a home here because we weren't sure what was going to happen. So now that he has his green card, we had our last interview like 2 weeks ago, and they approved his application, and his green card is on its way. And so now we finally can start our lives as a married couple, and I am like ecstatic, relieved, so happy, because it was hard there, not knowing what was going to happen. I mean, technically, if we had to move to Australia, because he's an Australian citizen, he's Indian, but he's an Australian citizen. If we moved there, it would have been probably a really fun experience, amazing experience. But I think when you are forced into something versus you choose something, it probably has very different feelings. Not probably, it does. And so technically, if we chose to move to Australia, which we may decide in the future, I don't know, it would be really exciting and fun, and a whole new experience, because I've never lived outside of the US. I mean, I've spent time outside of the US, but I've never lived outside of the US. I think that would be an amazing, fun experience, life-changing experience. But since most of my family is here, it would definitely be difficult not necessarily being able to make that decision. If it had been forced on us, it would have been a very hard, stressful thing to have happen. So we are definitely like happy, excited, finally feel more relaxed, and I'm hoping that because of that happening, because we know we're going to stay here in this country, maybe the stress that he had, because he had a whole lot of stress with work and everything, not knowing what was going to happen, and I had stress because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm really hoping that that's going to help. The fact that our stress level has gone down a whole bunch, I'm really hoping that's going to help with TTCing. I don't know for sure if any of you have been bothered by my last vlog, but you know, the main reason why I wanted to make this vlog was to apologize for my last vlog, because I kind of felt like my last vlog was kind of a little, it came across a little bit like in a way that I didn't want it to come across, and I apologize for that. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to irritate anybody. I don't want to annoy anybody. I've been dealing with stress. I've been dealing with anxiety, which I kind of want to talk about. I thought for a while there I should make 2 separate videos, one on dealing with anxiety and a different one on TTCing. Like, I felt like I shouldn't combine them because it would be a very long vlog, but I'm trying to combine them a little bit because I feel like they kind of both play like they both kind of affect each other. I do struggle with anxiety. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm still learning exactly why. I'm trying to get to know myself a little bit better. I have had, within the last year, I've had 2 anxiety attacks. Both happened in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. and I'd never ever experienced anxiety attacks before that. And it was an experience that I will never forget and is very hard to explain to someone who's never had an anxiety attack, but it was not a good experience. It was very difficult. It took me hours to calm down, and I can't even to this day really figure out why I had those attacks. It probably was a combination of things. But it's very strange because normally I feel like I have 2 sides, not that I'm bipolar or anything, but I feel like for most things in my life, I'm a very laid back, very stress-free, very go with the flow type of person. Like if we have company, if I have friends over, I'm not the type of person that has to have something or has to choose what we eat, where we go, what movie we see. I'm very like, you choose, I'll be happy with whatever you choose. Like, that's the type of person I am. I usually let other people make those decisions because I'm perfectly happy with whatever choice. But then on the other hand, when something really, really matters, like trying to have a family, for example, I have a very hard time managing my anxiety. So I find that very strange. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, not who I am, because I know who I am, but just I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, sometimes you do things, sometimes you feel things, sometimes you experience things and you're not quite sure what contributes, what's the reason, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why I have anxiety, what triggers anxiety, and how I can minimize my anxiety. And so with TTCing and anxiety, those things probably don't go very well together, because with TTCing, you're supposed to be calm and relax and stress-free. But then with anxiety, you don't relax when you have anxiety. So I've been trying, not successfully, but I've been trying to be more relaxed, more chill when it comes to TTCing. You know, I try to tell myself every day positive thoughts, positive things. I try to have a good outlook. You know, my husband and I have been trying to conceive for only 4 months. 3 months I've been temping. 2 months I've been taking OPKs. I'm trying to think if I've been doing anything else. That's about it. You know, before, when we first got married, I got off the pill and we didn't use any form of birth control at all. No condoms, no pills, no nothing. And we weren't trying to conceive, but we weren't preventing either, and nothing happened. But what I try to tell myself every day when I start thinking negatively is that my body, it's turning out that I'm the type of person who needed time after being off the pill. My body just needed time, because when I got off the pill, my cycles were all over the place. It would jump from 21 days to 28 days, 21 days to 25 days to 23 days. It was just different every single cycle, and I would have 4 days of spotting, or maybe I'd have 5 days of spotting before my period, or 2 days of spotting before my period. It was just all over the place. And so now, slowly, I've been noticing that my cycle has been calming down a little bit, has becoming more normal. I was, before the pill, I was always 28 days, with maybe 1 or 2 days of spotting before, and that it was like literally like clockwork. And so slowly I've been noticing that my cycle has been getting closer and closer to that. So I feel like that could mean good things for TTCing. And so I have to keep reminding myself that to only count the 4 months that we've been trying to conceive, that I've been temping, that I've been taking OBKs, and that the 4 months we've been trying, it's only been 4 months, and the months before were not successful because my body needed time. That's what I've been telling myself, and that's what I keep trying to tell myself every time I feel myself getting a little too anxious and a little too scared. Because unfortunately with my anxiety, sometimes I kind of think bad things like, oh my gosh, if all these other YouTube vloggers out there, TTC vloggers out there can have PCOS or can have all of these fertility issues, why can't I? You know, it's probably one bad thing that one thing that I have not done. I don't know how else to say this, but I just kind of feel like I never ever in my life have had the outlook of nothing bad can happen to me. Like I've never had that outlook. I've always been the type of person that, not like I've been, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word for people who, hypochondriac. I'm not a hypochondriac, but I do believe that I'm just as capable of getting hurt, of getting injured, of dying, of getting cancer, of anything just as much as the next person. So, you know, I don't look at it as a morbid thing or anything like that. I just don't feel like, I don't have this outlook of, oh, nothing bad's ever going to happen to me. Everything, you know, is fine. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to worry about anything. I can smoke if I want to. I can experiment with drugs if I want to. I can drive a motorcycle if I want to, because nothing bad's going to happen to me. I've never had that outlook. I mean, on the same thing, I've never thought, okay, something will bad happen to me. It's not like that either, but I just feel like I have more of a mature outlook on it. I feel like I'm more like my maturity level. I kind of feel like I'm at my 40s or 50s, where I'm a little bit more cautious sometimes, which has been a downfall a little bit, because when you're in your 20s, you just kind of want to have fun and live it up. And I've always been a little bit more cautious. So that has definitely not helped with TTCing, this kind of feeling of, well, there are so many women out there who unfortunately have difficulty with TTCing, who struggle every day, who have to take who do medical intervention, who have to do IVF, who have to take Clomid, who, you know, have to do all these things. Why are they any different than me? They know that because they've been, you know, they've had a longer time. They've been trying for months and months and months, and they have answers, because I don't really know how else to explain this, but, you know, lately I've been noticing that I feel bad when I watch someone's vlog, someone's TTC channel, when they've been trying for 26 months or more, because here they are, they have a diagnosis, they have all of these things that they're trying to do to conceive, and nothing's been successful. And I can't imagine what that's like, because I've never been through that. I can sympathize, but I cannot actually know what that feels like. But does that mean that every single time I don't conceive, that it's not hurtful, or not that it's not hurtful is not the word to use, but that it's not disappointing, that it's not scary, that it's not concerning? I mean, technically, my logical brain tells me it takes couples sometimes a year, and that's normal. And so if that's normal, I have nothing to worry about, because I've only been trying for 4 months. So I need to chill. I need to take a chill pill. I need to relax. I need to just enjoy this time and just look forward to my BFP and know that it will happen. That is the outlook I wish I had every single day, every single moment, every single second of the day. But with my anxiety, I don't. And it's been hard. It's been really hard, because I don't want people to get irritated with me or frustrated with me, or just kind of like, you know, I don't really know how I want to, you know, word this, but I just wish that I could, you know, I kind of feel like I watch TTCers out there who've been doing this for months and months and months, and I use them as like they're, you know, they have, some of them have great advice, some of them have great tips, and that's great. But then when it comes to someone I feel like who could relate to me, who I could relate to, there aren't very many TTCers on YouTube out there who are in the same exact boat as me, and I feel bad about that for myself, and then I also feel bad about that for the few people I'm subscribed to who've been doing this for months and months and months and who have commented on my vlogs, because I kind of feel like I'm coming across as this like little annoying person who is so, you know, like I mean, I really don't know how to explain it, but I just kind of feel bad, basically. I'm trying really hard not to offend anybody or annoy anybody, and I don't think offend is the right word, because I'm not quite sure if I'm really offending anybody, but I definitely feel like I might be irritating and frustrating and come across as naive, and yeah, I don't even know, but yeah, so I apologize for that. I'm working on myself, and I'm working on this journey, and I'm trying to be relaxed, and I'm trying to enjoy this journey. You know, I just found out 2 days ago that my brother-in-law's wife just found out she's pregnant with they're gonna have their second child, and their first child just turned 1, like I think less than a month ago. And it was hard hearing that, you know. My husband has an older brother, and they've been married for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. And they waited 3 years to have a baby. I have no idea. I'm not close to my brother-in-law's wife, so I don't really know how long it took them to have a child. I know that they wanted to wait a while before trying. So I don't know like when they decided to start trying for their first child. I don't know how long it took them to start, you know, to actually conceive, but it was just hard, you know, being in the position where my husband and we want a family really badly. We've been trying for 4 months now, and now I find out that his sister-in-law is pregnant, and it was hard. I won't deny that it was really hard, and I will admit that I cried a little bit. Just because, like I've said in the past, there's always this little nagging question in my head. Is it going to be hard for my husband and I to conceive? And what will I do if it is hard? How will I handle it if we find ourselves in 6 months of trying, 7 months of trying, 20 months of trying? How will I handle it? And I know that I shouldn't be looking so far ahead into some possibility that is not even technically there yet. You know, why am I looking at it like that? But I just find it very hard not to. So again, I don't know how long they were trying to have a second child. I don't want to like say they just tried 1 or 2 times and then got pregnant. I have no idea. But they're pregnant, and so it's hard hearing it. And I have, of course, some people on Facebook who are pregnant, one of which, you know, she's probably one of those type of people you could say got pregnant and wasn't even trying to get pregnant. So, you know, when I think about it, I think, you know, how would I feel if my husband and I have been trying for a year or more? How would I feel if I heard those things? Would it be harder to hear? Would it be easier to hear? I don't know. I can't speak. I can only feel and see things. I can't speak for anyone else, and I can't judge my feelings. I can't compare, you know, my feelings of someone who's just starting to try to have a baby versus somebody who has been trying forever or for a very, very long time. I can't say that it would hurt more. after years of trying to have a baby, I would assume it would hurt more. You know, if you've been trying for years and you haven't conceived and people around you are getting pregnant and they say things like, oh, we weren't even trying, or, oh, just, you know, do it doggy style and you'll get pregnant, or just relax, it'll happen. If those types of comments, are they easier to hear when you're in TTCing for years and years and years? I don't know. I only know what it feels like 4 months in, because that's where I'm at. And I don't know if that means that my feelings are valid. I kind of feel like feelings are feelings. You can't help how you feel. You can't help the pain. You can't help if you get hurt or if you're disappointed. You just feel it. So I'm going to end the vlog, but I'm going to continue trying to stay optimistic, and I'm going to try and look at this experience as a fun experience. Try. And I really hope that if you are a TTCer out there who've been doing this for years and years and years, that you will sympathize and you will remember what it was like in my position. And you will kind of take me in your hand and just kind of realize that I don't know any different, you know? I just hope you won't judge me, basically. I hope you won't judge me negatively. And if you guys are out there who are just starting out just like me, I'd love to see your vlogs. If you're thinking about making vlogs on TTCing, I would love it if you did, because I would love to see more women out there who are just starting out, because I don't want to be an annoyance to those who've been doing this for years. I don't want to be a newbie anymore, but even though I am a newbie, it'd be nice if I could meet other newbies, basically. So fingers crossed for next cycle. I'm just waiting around for AF right now. I'm pretty sure there's, you know, I'm not waiting for anything besides AF. And yeah, so until next vlog, I'm going to cut it here because this is, as usual, becoming a very long vlog, and I don't want it to be a long one, but I seem to never manage to have short ones, and I apologize. And I really hope that you guys will give positive and helpful feedback. And for all of you who have been trying for a very long time, I wish a lot of baby dust on you, and you guys are in my thoughts all the time. And I don't want to say I pray because I'm not a very religious person, but I definitely think good thoughts for you guys. And thanks for watching.